Hi, it's Narelle from Simply Stamping with Narelle, and today I'm going to be using one of my base pages to create a Christmas layout. If you don't know what base pages are and you haven't seen the video, I'll have it linked below. Now, it's quite a long one. I go through showing you the whole stack of base pages that I created one afternoon. Base pages basically are simple designs of designer series paper on your cardstock. You put aside and you have a stash of them ready for when you do want a scrapbook and you want to get the photos and everything out. So I chose one from my stash of base pages, and I have some photos here of my beautiful children that are no longer so little. That was a long time ago. They're now nearly 21 and 17. But anyway, so I've chosen these 3 photos. Now some I will trim, some I will keep as they are, and I'm going to put them on this layout. I don't know the arrangement yet. And I have chosen to go with these photos, the Tidings and Trimmings stamp set. Sorry if there's a glare on that. I'm not sure which way to put it so you don't see the glare. And then I have a heap of dies to use. Some are current, some are not. If they're current, I'll have them listed below in the comments box. So this is the Christmas Trimmings dies, which coordinates with the Tidings and Trimmings stamp set. It's got the beautiful stars on there and some stockings. I'm not sure what theme I'm going for, whether I want to play off the baubles or whether I want to do stars. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I also got this one, which I think is retired. Yes, it's retired. I don't have the name on it anymore. And I thought this beautiful leaf vine bit here looks like this a little bit. So I thought, well, I could make that work with this. Then I need a heading. So I've used the Word Wishes dies, and in here is Merry, there's a Christmas in there somewhere. Merry Christmas. So I plan to use that as my heading. Then I've got the stars dies, which are stitched stars dies, and I'm not sure whether I want to use the stars or other theme, and these coordinate well, I thought, with these stars, so I could do a variety of stars. And then I thought, well, okay, there's holly leaves on here as well. Maybe I could do like a holly leaf type of theme. So I've got the poinsettia dies, which has the poinsettias and the holly leaves and the berries, because that's in that paper, so I could use that. And then I also just got a delivery today, and I got these, which are new, and they are the Delicate Baubles dies. So, oh, sorry, I keep knocking everything. Beautiful dies of baubles. I thought, well, maybe I could play off the beautiful baubles on the tree behind my kids. So I'm not sure which way I'm going, but that's what I've chosen to play with on this layout. So come back and I will have some things cut ready to go, and we'll play around with placing them and matting the photos and doing everything like that. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back with this base page that I said I was going to make a scrapbook page with, and I've cut out a few elements. I've decided on the theme. Now, when I was here before, I had quite a selection of dies and I didn't know which way I was going to go. I decided to go with the leafy type theme that's in the paper and not introduce anything like the stars or whatever else it was I had picked out. So I don't know what these elements I'm going to use, so I thought I knew I wanted something gold on here, because in the background of the tree there's the gold tinsel and there's like a gold bauble over here on the side on the photos. So I wanted to bring that out. So I've just cut out some of these leaf vines, I guess you call them. Now this is an older die set and it is retired, and I'm sorry I don't know the name of it, but I've just used this die here and I've cut out, I think there's 4 there. I don't know how many I'm going to use, and anything I don't use I will put away in my color boxes ready for when I scrap again, and I just need an extra element and I can pick it out from there. Then I did some holly leaves because there's holly leaves in this paper. So these are from the poinsettia dies, and it's these dies here. You get the die that cuts it out, and then the piece in the middle that you can use with or without. So you can use the outline with or without the embossing piece, is what I'm trying to say. Or you can use the embossing piece with or without the die cut if you wanted to do like a card front with just all the embossed piece of the leaves. It's a different way to do it. So I've just used those 2 leaves, and I've got these in the soft succulent cardstock, just a variety there, different sizes. Then I've got the red centers because there's like little red flowers on this DSP. So again, I've used this poinsettia dies and just these centers here in the cherry cobbler cardstock. Then I have some elements here, just some tags that I cut out, different colors. The evening evergreen, oh my gosh, what's it called? Evening evergreen, and a basic white one. And these are from the Painted Labels dies, and it's just this one here. And then I decided for the heading, I wasn't going to use the dies that I had out before. I didn't want it to say just Merry Christmas. So I had a look at the Tidings and Trimmings stamp set that I did have out, and I thought I might use this "It's the most wonderful time of the year" as my sentiment on this white tag. And that's going to be my heading. I've got a few other bits and bobs out, and I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I've got these red, no, they're not red at all, they're gold, gilded gems, to pick up on the gold of these leaves. I was going to use the gilded gems, I think, but I also got out some rhinestones. Now I've got off sheets here with like hardly any. I don't know why I don't use a full sheet. And these are the old style. And they had the little ones and the medium ones, I think, and then the big ones or something like that. And I never seem to finish a packet before I open another one. What is the go with that? But these can be coloured with your Stampin' Blends. Now, Stampin' Up! Doesn't recommend this at all because these are beveled and it will over time wreck the tip of your Stampin' Blend. But you use this thick, the paintbrush type end, and you can colour over your rhinestones and make them whatever colour you want. And because these are alcohol based, it will dry, it won't come off on anything. I like to give it several coats because I like a deep rich colour. So there's a second coat of, what is this I'm using? Cherry cobbler. Wow, I picked up the right one. And then, you know, just keep going for how many coats you want to get a more saturated colour. Because the first time around it looked a bit pinky, and thought this is quite a deep red, so I want quite a deep colour to the rhinestone. You just keep going over and over it, and you can see what it's done to the tip of that Stampin' Blend already. If you're not really careful, it can wreck the tips of your Stampin' Blends. So not recommended by Stampin' Up, but it's a hack that we all use. Okay, so I don't know whether I'm using the coloured rhinestones. Oh, how did I end up with one of them over there? Just found another flower centre over there. Or the gold gilded gems. What else? I also have to play with, because it's gold, the Expressions in Ink ephemera pack. It's got like some gold leaves and these gold frame shapes. I'm not sure what I might need as I go along. So I've got them out as well. My cherry cobbler ink pad, because I'm going to stamp the sentiment in cherry cobbler. And I don't have any cherry cobbler ribbon, but I've got 2 real reds, and it's still red. It'll work. Doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. And I've got these 2 reds. This is from the Pets range from the last annual catalogue. And this is a real red satin that I have had in my drawer for I don't know how long. I never know whether it is current double-stitched satin ribbon. I've got like 4 rolls of this. I must have been planning something with it and didn't use it, so I've got lots to use. So I don't know which ribbon to use, and I'm just going to maybe dot a few bows around. Alright, so let's get on with it. Once I detangle everything. So I'm just going to move everything out of the way, and you can see the base page that I'm working with. It's just those 3 pieces of 6x6 DSP straight from the paper pack. Right, so my photos I did trim a little bit because there was some dead space on the side of a few of them. And one of them I trimmed off, I'm not sure, it might have been this one. I trimmed off the top because you can see they're sitting in front of a Christmas tree, and I didn't need like a really big representation of the Christmas tree. You can see they're sitting under the tree. So I'm going to mat these photos first, and I'm pretty sure they're all the same size, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you a cool way to do your matting without knowing what size your photos are. It really doesn't matter what size they are. You just use your trimmer. And of course, I didn't get any white cardstock out, did I? Hang on a minute. I'm trying not to move too far and get off my desk, get off my chair, because I've got my microphone on and I'm tied up. Oh my goodness, it doesn't want to come out. Hang on a minute. Oh gee, really? There we go. All right, so this is a sheet I was going to cut up the different DSP on and have it as a sample, but I don't do physical classes anymore, so I'm just going to use the reverse side of it. You won't see that printing. Let me just stick the photos on first, get the trimmer out of the way. You won't see that writing because it's going to be covered with a photo. So I'm just going to glue the photos on. Now I like liquid glue for everything because it gives me a bit of wiggle room. I can move things around. Alright, so I'm just making sure that my border, this side and this side, is pretty even. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Alright, glue my photo down. And again, not gluing around the edges in case I want to tuck things on. I'm pretty sure I can fit another one here. So just making sure those edges are even. But I have a crooked eye, so if things are crooked, well, they're just crooked because I don't know what it is, but sometimes, even with glasses, I have trouble getting things straight. Alright, so I'm hoping that they are the right width. And you just grab your trimmer, and this is the old model trimmer. I still have blades I've got in my stash for this, so I'll keep using this until all the blades run out because you can't buy these blades anymore. We have a new trimmer. Right, so you can see on your trimmer you've got the middle edge, the middle groove, sorry, where it's going to cut. And then you have a line where this bit comes out. Oh, I can't get it out. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, where this bit comes out, the edge there, you can see when it's in the track, and that is the guide of where I cut. So I'll try and explain. Let me do this one. So I line up, and I hope I'm in camera down here. This edge of the photo, I line up with the edge of that track, not this grey outer, sorry, not this grey outer edge, but the actual separation there between the removable track guide and the plastic on the trimmer, and that gives me a uniform edge all the way around when I cut. So I'm trying to line that up, okay, and it should then, my photo edge should correspond with the edge here of the trimmer. So this edge, in this left edge of the trimmer, the plastic guide, that edge should line up with my photos. And if I've estimated it right, that should be around the same as this. If it's out a little, it doesn't matter. So this is how I do my mats without having to know. I'm just going to trim this excess off so I can get close, without having to know what size my photos are. Right, now I'm going to try and do this from the top edge, but I usually like things closer to me. All right, I'm going to line that up, and hopefully you can see. And you can see there my photo is out a little bit from the plastic. It's actually out in that space in the where the cutting blade goes. So I just need to pull that back a little bit. Obviously I can't see. up that far. I'm too short to see that far away on my trimmer. And my fat belly gets in the way. Did I say that? Yes, I did. So there is my photo matted, and it's pretty well even. The only thing with doing it this way is you have to be really good at guessing or estimating when you're laying your photo down along the edge, when you're gluing it down. You have to visually be able to eyeball how wide that mat you need to make so that it matches when you cut the same width, if that makes sense. So that's how I've done my photo mats. Oops, I'm wrecking some of those dies. That's how I've done my photo mats for years and years and years. Now this one, I haven't got a big enough gap to do that. So I'm just going to go down the middle of the two photos. And I don't think anyone's really going to notice it on the layout if it's a little bit out. Okay, so there's the second one, and then that is a little bit wide, that edge, so I will trim that off. If you don't want to bother trying to measure it up with this photo, with this edge of the groove, you can just lay it down and slide your photo back till it's under the guide, just under the plastic arm there. And when it's along that leading edge, you can just trim it, and you know you should be pretty right for your sizes. So I'm going to trim a little bit off this one because it's a fraction wide. And that's going to do. I'm not going to worry about if it's perfect. Alright, so I had that this way. Right, now I'm hoping that you can see. Sorry, I just had to stand up and make sure that I was recording. I couldn't remember if I pressed the record button. So, I'm going to place my photos, I think, here so that I can still see that red. And I'm putting the photos in this order because they're telling a story. All right, my children went through a stage where, particularly my little girl, would not go get a photo with centre. And we had lots of screaming matches, and I went, that's it. It doesn't worry me if they don't get a photo with centre, as long as I get a Christmas photo. So the idea was I'd just sit them in front of the tree, dress them up nice to get a Christmas photo. Well, it all went pear-shaped very quickly because they kept mucking around. As you can see here, my daughter's like, I don't want to smile, I want to laugh. My son's sitting nicely for a change, and then here, he's like, yeah, okay. And then look at the face of my daughter. It's like, do I have to be good? And then here we just erupt into laughter because, no, Mum, I'm not going to do what you want me to do. That was it. Those three photos took me quite a while to get. All right, so I'm just arranging the photos so that I can still see some of that patterned paper underneath. My journaling, I'm not going to do till later, and I know I'm going to sit that down here. Okay, so it will take up this little gap down here, so this edge should be even. My title I want to put up here. So I'm going to stamp that now. So the Tidings and Trimmings stamp set, and I'm using this sentiment, the wonderful, it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's really wonderful when you've got little ones around celebrating Christmas. They just make it. They make the festive season. These days for us, you know, the kids are grown, still at home. And, yeah, they just come out, wander out whenever they feel like it. I do have to wake them up because otherwise they'll sleep till like the afternoon, being teenagers. And, yeah, they'll wander out, have breakfast, and then have their presents, disappear again until lunch is ready. Oh, gosh. All right, so I'm just going to stamp my sentiment on this. Hopefully if I get it straight. Sorry about my head, might be in the way. Okay, that's going to be my heading. Let's get rid of this ink pad before I end up with red ink on everything. And my stamp, I don't want to accidentally drop that anywhere. All right, so the sentiment's done. Now I think that is getting a little bit lost up there. So I'm going to tuck something behind it. And because I've got a lot of red up here, I'm actually going to use one of these tags. The evening evergreen to just make that stand out a little bit. Okay, and I think I might put one of these gold, whoops, so they're all going to come out. These gold branch things here, tie that in. And I know I want one down here to give me a diagonal design. Okay, so what else do I have to play with? I have leaves and the flowers to play with. And I also have these. Now, because there's no red down here, I've got red up there, I have no red down here, I'm going to tuck one of these actually under that photo just to get a little bit of red. Now I can save myself some cardstock here and just cut this in half. So the other half I don't use will go into my coloured embellishment box, in my red box. Okay, now I want these leaves, so I'm going to just put two down here. I might tuck them under there a little bit. And then where are my flowers? I might put a couple of flowers there. And then I might do the same up here. Oh, everything moves when you're doing this. Oh, I should be using my fantastic find I found at Officeworks. Oh, I'll dig that out. Show you in a minute. A couple of flowers up there. And then because this is the heading, I want this cluster to be a little bit bigger. So I might actually use 3 flowers and 3 leaves up there. You get the idea. They're not perfectly placed, but something like that. And then I've got 2 left, so why not put them over here to create my visual triangle. And I might just do 1 there, so I don't want that to be too big. It's just a little something over there. Right, so I got some flowers left over, but that's okay. They can go in my box. I think I'm pretty well done besides the ribbon and the bows. So now I'll have a look at the bows. I'll cut them off and see which one I like the best. I think I'm going to go for the red and white one. The other one's a bit big and heavy, I think. Not the right colour. This is sort of a better colour maybe. Oh, I don't know now. I think this is a little bit too, thinking about it, I think this is a little bit too whimsy. Like, it's more a, not sedated, but a deeper tonings, I think, of the reds. And I think that red, even though they're both whisper white, hello, no, they're both real red, that looks a deeper colour than this one because it's got the white in it. So I'm thinking I might go with these. I might just put a few. I don't have to put it with that cluster though, do I? I can put one around there. Okay, so I might make that a little bit smaller because it's a bit chunky. Okay, so I might make a few more of them. I can even put one up there. That'll look cute. Let's make another couple. I always cut way too much ribbon than what I need when I'm tying a bow. I've been told that for years and years and years, but I can't seem to tie with a smaller amount of ribbon. I get all fingers in a knot and I just don't end up with a nice bow. I must have twisted that, but anyway, it's a bow. Okay, so I might put one there. Do I need a third one? I may as well. But when I come to glue everything down, which I'll do off camera, and I'll come back with the completed page, I may decide that the 3 might be too much. Okay, so there's another one there. They may be too close. So that one may have to go. Okay, and then I think I'm going to bring in the gold of these leaves, and I don't have any gold over here, so I'll definitely be putting gold rhinestones over there, and maybe one here and a couple down here, something like that. All right, so that's basically what I'm going to do. So I will come back once I've glued everything down, but I'm pretty happy with that design. That went together quite quickly. So come back and I will have my page finished and everything stuck down. Okay, so I've done the page, I've glued everything down. It's pretty much how I had it before I went off to glue everything. I decided just to do the 2 bows. I think one up here was too much. I also used the gilded gems, these beautiful gold gilded gems, in the middle of each flower. Okay, I put 4 of them up here. Now I was always taught to do your embellishments in groups of 3, 5, 7, uneven numbers, because it's more pleasing to the eye. But I went to put another one up there and I just couldn't get it. I suppose I could put one up there. I just didn't think it was nice, pleasing. It was too much. So anyway, I left it at 4. There's no scrapbook police. No one's going to come look at my page and go, that's it, you get a fine because you used 4 instead of 3 or 5. Whatever, it is what it is. I think that looks okay. Because I used the gilded gems in the middle of the flowers, I felt I needed some of those red rhinestones as a finishing touch. So normally I'll use rhinestones just as a little finisher. So I coloured them, and don't do this at home. Do not do this at home, folks, because it does wreck the tip of your Stamp and Blend. As you might be able to see here, it's a bit furry now. But I found if I use the side, it worked just as well. Unfortunately, I coloured a few with the tip, and you can probably see that that is a bit ragged now, but it is what it is. I'll survive, I can still use it. I haven't tried using this end, which is a firmer end, so that's probably a better end to colour your rhinestones with, because they are beveled, so it does wreck the paint type end. But anyway, I coloured some of them and then I put them in groups of 3 down here, up the side, and where the sentiment is. And that's it. And you probably, I don't know if you can notice, I don't know whether I should admit to it, but I am. I think I put this photo on crooked. But hey, no one's going to care. Hopefully no one notices. I'm going to put my journaling down here to try and disguise that. And no one's going to be any the wiser. But there we go. That's that base page that I started with. That when you first looked at it, you went, oh, you probably would have gone, that's ugly because it's just 3 lumps of paper that look disgusting. But it's turned into quite a nice page. And I've just got the little bits of the paper showing, and just enough to give interest and pattern. There's enough white space around the edge to give it a nice frame, and that's the page. So base pages are really easy, and I encourage you to have a go at making some. They're lots of fun, and possibilities are endless. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you like this page. If you like this video, then please subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notified when I load a video again, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day. Bye.